In a second. All right, we're live on Facebook. So welcome everyone. Apologies, we had some technical difficulties.
Okay.
And I'm just going to mute. Everyone's muted out. All right, great. So welcome to the call today. Thanks for jumping on. Sorry for the delay. So today we're talking about a really exciting topic, which is the Sisel Silver, and it's our new product that's just been released. And we've got the lovely Ian on the call. So thank you, Ian, for joining us.
Pleasure.
Ian actually is a scientist. He's got a background in engineering. He loves all things science. He loves getting into the detail and learning about supplements and nutrition and how it affects the body. And with a lifetime of experience, he is a wealth of knowledge. So we're really appreciative to have him on the call today. So thanks for jumping on, Ian. And today we're talking about the Sisel Silver product, which has just been released. Very exciting. So it was available yesterday in your back office, and I think we'll get started. So we're 10 minutes late. Apologies. So Ian, I'm going to hand over to you if you want to kick off the.
I might kick off the
Sure.
that PowerPoint,
Yeah.
and we'll have a look at that. Just got to find my. Just click it here.
Yep.
Yeah. Am I actually? Can you see that?
Not yet.
Yep. Got a new PowerPoint thing here. Now, where's my? I need to share this, don't I?
Yep. So just do a new share.
Share.
Yep. Beautiful.
That good?
Yep. Great.
Okay. All right. I thought what we do is start off a little bit with a bit of history regarding the silver. Katie and I discussed some of the things we might discuss today. We're going to keep it fairly low key, fairly non-technical. But anyway, this slide here is really about how long silver has been in use. Really, it probably goes right back to the Egyptian days, and you can see here that silver has been used for properties that kill bacteria. And this is in the days before, for example, we had pasteurization, refrigeration. People would sometimes, drop silver dollars into milk bottles to combat the bacteria. So let's move on a little bit further with this. I can find out how to move it. And have a look at some of the products that are involved with this silver today. We'll move forward a little bit. So the most common form of silver, liquid, is an ionic silver. And these particular, I think, just getting back a bit, there was a question by somebody who wanted to know the difference between what we have today and some of these older versions of the silver products. And this one here has been around a long time. So it's made by actually diluting chemicals, forms of silver, and this could be like silver nitrate, to actually make the desired level in parts per million, which is bottled and sold to the public. Now, one of the problems with this particular product is it can be unstable, and what we mean by that is that these silver ions get suspended in the water or in the liquid, and after a time they actually become unstable and they fall to the bottom of the bottle. So therefore, the liquid you're drinking is really just water. So this is where I've said in the bottom of this one, ionic silver operates on the fact that it's missing one electron, and what happens here? This is where the ability of this ionic silver comes into place in actually protecting us from bacteria. And in this particular example is that what happens is that when you ingest or consume, excuse me, this liquid, the actual ions that go around, the silver ions actually are wandering around, and then they find that they need to be neutralized. So they actually find, in this case, a cell wall of a bacteria. Now, what they do is that they actually grab that electron from the bacteria cell, and of course that leaves a bit of a hole in it. So in essence, what happens is that when you've got many ions in the water, this bacteria will probably get attacked by many more. And so what happens then, when it's got enough holes in it, it'll die. The issue with this is too, in this particular product, is that once the silver ion has received its electron, it becomes neutralized, and so therefore is of no more use. So this one is probably, okay, it'll do the job, but over time, I think you'll find you'll need more of it to do the job. And a caution here is that in these particular forms, they can be metabolized. And when we say metabolized, they can be consumed in large amounts by the product over years of use. And the silver can build up in your body and cause a condition called argyria. And I think it's commonly called blue man syndrome or something like that. So this is one of the reasons that these later technologies have become so important to us in this regard to how they can maintain their ability to actually fight all these bacteria and so forth. Let's go to the next slide. The modern type of silver we're looking at today, and this is the one that our new product uses, is called a metallic micronized particle, and it uses an Ag404 envelope. You'll notice in brackets there we've got a multiple mode of action, and I'll explain that a little bit later on, what that means. This particular product is not easily acted on by outside forces. It can remain stable for many years, in fact, up to about 7 years, and can kill bacteria and pathogens at very low levels of silver concentration. And this is really important, low levels. Micronized silver particles can remain stable because these special micronized particles, they're coated with a multivalent silver oxide coating, which is one of the specialties of this particular molecule. With this outer coating, the silver particle is attracted to the surrounding water molecules and as such becomes semi-bound to the structure of water molecules. This makes the silver much more stable and bioavailable than other types of silver particles. What this basically means is that we saw in the ionic one that the particles fall to the bottom of the bottle. Well, this one actually remains suspended, so therefore you're ingesting a larger amount of the product. The unique Ag404 coating gives the silver particles the ability, in this case, to take 8 electrons for each molecule, silver molecule, instead of just 1, which is in the ionic one. And it becomes neutralized and useless after that. Each micronized particle is covered with thousands of these super action oxide molecules, making them virtually bacteria and pathogen killing machines. So let's move on a little bit further. Now, studies at some of the top labs in the world have found that the micronized particles can carry other modes of action as well. And this is what I'm talking about, the multiple modes of action. Now, this is a pretty quick overview of this particular style of micronized silver. Now, what happens with this particular one, the other modes of action include killing pathogens by emitting a resonant frequency. Now, this is getting, it gets a little bit more technical, but this frequency has been measured to vibrate at between 200 and 300 nanometers, which is in the same vibrational frequency as ultraviolet light. So what does this mean? It means that these particles put out a wave of energy into water or liquids that can kill bacteria and other pathogens that the silver particle doesn't have to touch. With this multiple modes of action, silver micronized particles are by far the most effective form of silver that is available on the market today. Okay. So let's have a little talk about what we were saying, Katie, and have a look at some of the questions or some of the reasons that this is really good. Now, I've taken a huge amount of notes for the day.
Yeah,
and I
great.
wanted to talk about something like, we know that this particular molecule that we've got, this AG404, has a broad spectrum natural pathogen killing machine. And one of the things it has is that it can kill things like harmful bacteria, fungus. It can kill yeast and mold, neutralize viruses, which is really important, and also a number of protozoa. So therefore, it is really a very broad spectrum, really like an antibiotic in a way, but very broad spectrum. The ability to kill a variety of bad bugs is unique. An antibiotic, for example, when you use an antibiotic, it's usually only designed to cater for one or two bugs. And so this, of course, ends up with the fact is that when we actually overuse antibiotics, we get resistance. So, and we end up with things like called gram-negative or gram-positive, and most often limited to two types of bacteria. So there's an interesting aspect of this micronized silver molecule. Let's see what else we've got here. So let's see. So found in this is one of the I'm reading about a test that was done on yeast, fungus, and virus tested and killed. Okay. Yeah, the testing also proved that silver micronized particles in the right form, and this is the micronized form, kill pathogenic yeasts like Candida. Candida causes problems like vaginal yeast infections, the worst type of diaper rash, and a number of other common problems.
Great.
We've also found here that nanoparticles can also kill and neutralize viruses like hepatitis C, SARS, Beijing flu, and 3 different types of bird flu, including deadly HSN1 type. This was all done in labs, so test work has proven that silver micronized particles will kill different kinds of mold and environmental fungus like black mold. Now, this black mold is usually found in houses and is quite a dangerous one because it affects your upper respiratory system and lower respiratory system tract. Let's see now, the fact that so this is the fact is that in test tube testing, not one pathogenic bad or deadly organism has been tested that could not be killed with a small amount of engineered silver micronized particles. So there is a really interesting thing about our new product, is that it encompasses some of those things.
Ian, I'll just jump in here. So yeah, we were having a chat last night in detail, and we brought up a PubMed study, comparative analysis of commercial colloidal silver products on the market. And this is really interesting because I'm just going to jump straight to the conclusion of the article. And so they were just saying the results of this evaluation. And so let me just backtrack a little bit. They tested a number of products that were available on Amazon. They picked the 14 most popular colloidal silver products on Amazon. And they were evaluated using state-of-the-art techniques and checking for dispersion of silver, the nanoparticles, and all such things like this. The conclusion of this particular study was that the results showed that 70% of the commercial products evaluated contain only ionic silver, despite the evidence showing that silver nanoparticles or micronized particles are not present. 8 of these products are promoted by the manufacturers as colloidal silver. Considering the extensive scientific research showing major differences between silver ionic and silver nanoparticles in terms of mechanisms of action, efficacy and safety, it is clear that misrepresentation impacts the consumers and must be addressed. This study serves as a blueprint for scientific protocol to be followed by manufacturers for characterizing their silver supplements. And we discussed this article, and it just makes a really good point. So one question is, I'm always thinking when I'm purchasing something, do I trust the manufacturer? Who's the person that made this product? What manufacturing process did it go through? What testing has been done? Is the manufacturer clearly stating what the ingredients are and not misrepresenting. And the one thing that I love about, the Sisel products is that, of course, the Mowers are well known in the wellness industry for decades. And in fact, it was the Mowers that had their first line of product in their previous company. And there was a book published on their products called Unreasonable Risk, how to avoid products that cause cancer in cosmetics and personal care. It was an independent book that was brought out by the Cancer Institute Coalition. I'm just trying to think of the exact name. But anyway, so this book came out, but Sisel had all their products, the Mowers had all their products reviewed back then. So they built up this really great level of trust, well, certainly with me and for people who know what the Mowers are like with integrity and formulating products. And so therefore, I feel we can rest assured that, the quality of products that Sisel bring out is really high quality. And when they say it's got something in it, there is the actual ingredient in it, and they're not, in fact, fairy dusting the product. So you can have what's called fairy dusting, where a company will say this ingredient's in the product, but they'll only put a minute amount, not enough to be of any benefit, but they still state it on the label. So this was really interesting, and I thought that would kind of be a good point to make on the call today, just to let people know that we really can trust the Sisel formulations and the Sisel company, Sisel Safe Products, because they do formulate and develop all their own products in their research laboratories, and they manufacture them in their own manufacturing plant. They're not outsourced to another company where they have no control over what's going on at that facility. So that is a really interesting point that I thought was worth making.
That is very apt, Katie. I would suggest that Sisel would probably do the science as well with it, and do the testing for the amount of silver ions that they do have in their product with this micronized ions, because you do use it by using various testing techniques, and I think they mentioned in that article you were talking about. And so they can actually test that they are in the product, so which is really important. I think that's what Sisel would have done. So
Yes.
using the science.
Fantastic.
So it's there's lots of other things that I wanted to actually bring to the table with you. Is that I've got a paper here that suggests general use suggestions for all, and there's literally about nearly 40 or 50 uses. I thought we might have a look at one or two of them.
Okay, sure.
One here that says, like, I know you're interested in animal uses, and we had a chat about that last night.
Yeah.
Whether we could use it or not. And according to this, is that animal use. They actually say that in the testing here that it's if humans can have it, so can animals. So
yep.
It's a micronized one, and for animals in this particular case, they either have a liquid or a gel form. So in our case, we have a liquid form. And they're suggesting here that for animals that the micronized one is 24 parts per million, micronized silver, and that would actually help in reducing possible spread of an infection. So for animal points of view, and for internal as well. So yes, I think they're really important things like that for animals. The other thing is that people who are using antibiotics, what happens with antibiotics, Katie, when we overuse them? Is it what do you think would be the case? We'd end up getting resistant?
Yeah, we're resistant, and we kill off all our own microbiome. So we interrupt the gut bacteria, which is, a first line of defense in the immune system. So, obviously antibiotics are extremely important and play invaluable role in medicine. But, as you just pointed out, with long-term use, they can become problematic.
one of the beautiful things about the product that we have now is that it doesn't affect our microbiome. So it's very effective in killing the pathogens, but it leaves our own biome intact. So that's another major issue with some of these products. But with the antibiotic one is that there's been studies going, in fact, there's doctors have been using this micronized silver in conjunction with antibiotics, mainly because there was one instance there was a I can remember on top of my head, there was a lady who had a very resistant pathogen that they couldn't get rid of with many types of different antibiotics. So they suddenly realized that maybe we could start using this micronized silver in conjunction with it. And within about 2 to 3 weeks, the lady was free of a pathogen. So what it's done here is it's actually increased the effectiveness of the antibiotic by 10 to 100 times. So,
Wow.
So in actual fact, there are some scientists who say now that first line of defense they'd be taking on silver micronized silver instead of I'll probably get the doctors upset here, but they'd probably taking this micronized silver in place in the beginning in first line defense of an antibiotic.
Well, I think what you can say is that that's what you might try first. Obviously, we
Yeah.
can't advise people.
No, I'm not advising. No,
No.
I should say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Correct.
that's something that you would try for yourself. So yeah, really interesting discussion on the health benefits of silver, and you can find a lot of information on PubMed as well. And as we mentioned too, before the start of this call, or in the promotional material for this call, that anyone who joins the call, if you'd like a copy of a free ebook to use that and help educate yourself and others on silver, we've got an ebook that we can send you. So for everyone who's on the call today, you will be able to get a copy of that ebook. And if you're listening to the recording, send Dr. Kurt an email or myself, and we'll shoot you a copy of that ebook. And in fact, it might be easier if just everyone who's on the call today send either Kurt or myself an email, and we will send you a copy of that ebook to share and help educate yourself on the power of silver, micronized colloidal silver, and how you might be able to use it. So yeah, Carmel, that's great. We'll definitely get you a copy. So Ian, did we have some other slides as well there?
I've got this 2-minute video. Would you like
Okay.
to watch that?
Sure. And do you want to share the sound with that? So we're just going a little bit over time. We're probably going to go 10 minutes over for everyone on the call because we started 10 minutes late. No worries.
Help me,
So
how do I share the sound?
so you go new share and then make sure you've ticked the share box, the share audio. Yeah.
What do you top?
There's a little tick box that says share audio, share entire screen.
Oh, share sound. Yep.
Great.
Okay, share. Got that?
Yep, great.
Okay. It's a very interesting one. It really, what this does, it really just encapsulates what we've said this morning. So we'll just...
Understanding the use of silver and the benefits that silver provides, I've thought many times over the last 40 years about producing a Sisel silver product, but the technology has not previously existed to create a Sisel safe formula. Now, with the advances in science of silver for human use, the technology does exist and is supported by numerous clinical studies. The Sisel silver product that we have created and that lives up to our rigorous Sisel safe standards is safe and more effective than the traditional colloidal silver products on the market today.
Sisel silver works naturally by adding additional defense to support the body's immune system and provides powerful protection for general health and well-being. Supported by independent studies, Sisel silver utilizes a proven new technology that magnifies the power and efficiency of silver. This unique and effective micronized colloidal silver core is surrounded by an Ag404 tetrasilver tetraoxide molecular coating. This technology promotes continuous particle function to maximize bioavailability and potency. Unlike traditional colloidal silver, our micronized colloidal Sisel silver with its Ag404 coating includes millions of silver oxide molecules attached to a central silver particle. These millions of molecules can ensure our superior silver functionality is reproduced time and time again to maximize the benefits people are looking for when using silver. Additional features and benefits of Sisel silver are: our silver mineral supplement is a 22 ppm formula, meaning the concentration is 22 parts of silver per million parts of water. The Sisel silver formula is supported by human clinical studies and toxicity studies. It's made with reverse osmosis water for utmost purity, and Sisel silver is probiotic friendly. Sisel silver is a certified Sisel safe formula. Start supporting your body's immune system today with natural and safe Sisel silver.
Great. What a fantastic video. So that gives people a little bit of an insight into the product.
Yeah, I'll just go back to this one here, Katie.
Sure.
You got that one?
Yeah, great.
I'll just go back to here.
Yep.
The last slide, if I can pull it up.
Okay, great.
Understanding the use of silver and the benefits that silver provides, I've thought many times over the last 40 years about producing a...
Great. There we are.
Finally got to the slide.
Yeah,
Sorry,
all good. Yep.
This is just some of the features and benefits of this product. I thought we'd just quickly run through. Katie, do you want to do that?
Sure. Yeah. So the features and benefits of the product. So we've got 22 parts per million of silver in water, highly effective at supporting, maintaining, and adding additional defense to the body's immune system. Micronized silver particles with the Ag404 tetra silver tetra oxide coating, meaning its continuous particle function to maximize bioavailability, supported by human clinical studies and toxicity studies, probiotic friendly, so it's good for your gut microbiome, made with reverse osmosis water for the utmost purity silver mineral supplement, and the beneficial attributes of silver have been used for over centuries. So the directions for use is take up to 1 teaspoon 3 times a day, and it's not recommended for continuous or long-term use. It does not require refrigeration. So this is definitely a great addition to have in your cupboard. Probably store it in your fridge is probably the best place, and it's just a fantastic product. So we will touch on the pricing, but just before I touch on that, the discussions that we had previously about the power of silver and that aren't done specifically on this product. So we're not making any claims to treat, diagnose, prevent, or cure any disease or illness. And if you are unwell, you should discuss with your doctor before taking supplements. So I just wanted to put that disclaimer in there. If we talk about the price, so that's just come out yesterday. I've already ordered my bottle and it's on its way by expedited shipping. Did you have this pricing there, Ian, or should I just mention it now?
No, I did have the pricing here.
I've got it here. That's okay.
Right, you've got it? Okay.
Yep. Good. So the distributor price, and I'm quoting in AUD dollars. So for everyone on the call, we purchase our products from the US in USD dollars. The price for AUD, if you were to convert it, it's $75 for distributors and $82 Australian for customers. That's at the converted rate at today's exchange rate. So the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Taiwan, Australia, and New Zealand all purchase direct from Sisel's manufacturing facility in the United States in Utah. Europe has its own warehouse and they purchase in EU. So just to clarify that for people. And I do recommend purchasing and putting it on the expedited shipping if you're in Australia, so you get it in the 7 to 10 day time frame. Otherwise, economy shipping will take a month, so it's worth paying just that little bit extra to get it quicker. So this definitely could be something that would be very beneficial to most of us at some stage. As mentioned, it's not something that you'd use every single day, but it was something that you can have in your cupboard on hand when needed. So I think that's just a fantastic product. Really excited to try it. And Ian, did you have any other comments to make about this?
I think I just confirm what you're just saying. It's a brilliant product. I think it's something that you'd grab out of the cupboard if you felt a little bit off one day. And you know, it's a bit like when we go for some of the other products in Sisel's range, that when we start to feel something coming or whatever, then just grab a teaspoon of this stuff, and wow, I believe that it'd be great for me anyway. So,
And I thought just maybe one more comment we can make. Ian, we did discuss that sometimes people try and make this sort of product at home. And you were talking about last night, and it's mentioned in this ebook, which we'll share with everyone, that when you make it at home, it can be problematic. And do you want to just fill in those gaps there?
yes, I think years ago, in my earlier years, I did try to make colloidal silver, and it was using an electrolysis process. And having done more research, I was probably a little bit naive in what I was doing, because the home brew stuff and the stuff you can buy, it is really an unfathomable type of substance, because we don't know what we're producing, like in parts per million. You don't know how much silver you're ingesting. So and it changes. Even if you use identical setups from day to day, it will change, and you don't know. You can't test it. You can't measure it. So in my opinion, it's one of the ones that you really should think hard about if you're going to use it. And that's really my point on it, Katie.
Yeah, so he's talking about making it yourself. So definitely good to buy it from a trusted source, and who better than Sisel. So thanks for jumping on the call today. We've gone over by 10 minutes because we started 10 minutes late, but appreciate you being patient with us. There was a few technical difficulties at my end, but anyway, we've done the call, and I'm very pleased that you could make it on or listen to the recording. So thanks for being on. Thanks, Ian.
Thanks, Katie.
Katie.
Thanks, everyone.